This is a little trick I do sometimes to let me see what's happening at a specific area. And you get people saying, oh, a bow's not bending at the grip or what have you. And I was thinking I needed to get a bit more bend in this area. But how close to the grip dare you take that fade? And how long should the fade be? Well, putting that on there and then drawing it just lets you see how much it's bending at that point. So we've got 10 millimeters there at the moment. And as I draw it, you can see that gap opening up, and you can see it moving closer to the grip there. That's at £50. So you can see there is some movement even down here. I've got some movement down there as well. Do you want to go out? Out you go, puss. Go on, shift your bum. Biff! Biff, biff! Right, I'll unstring it and we'll measure that, see what it looks like just out of interest. And at about 7.5 millimeters. Not quite sure what that proves, but yeah, you can see just bracing it does make that flex. Anyway, I'll take that down a bit more. We'll look at it on the tiller again. That was drawing about 21 inches at 50. Yeah, there we go. You can see I've increased the brace height, which is possibly about right for a primitive. Taking a bit off the belly, where the belly was crowned, I've just flattened it a bit in the middle, so it's still sort of elliptical cross section, because I haven't left the back dead flat where it was, you know, machined, sawn and sanded. I've tried to round the edges. I think last time, on the last video, it was at 19 inches. There we go, this time that's 21. It's about almost 22. Well, there's 22, yeah, sort of 22 at 50. Yeah, a little thick spot there, perhaps. £22 at 50. What does that work out at? Not that these figures are ever particularly accurate, especially on heavy bows, but 50 divided by 22 equals 2.27 pounds per inch times 27, 61, so it's about £60 at 27. Well, I'm not going to pull it to 60 because it will go bang. That's not a bad shape, is it? I mean, I can look at it again on the video, that's why I do it. But let's just have another bit of a shifty live. Yeah, I think this right outer can come round a bit more. There you go. Progress. Yeah, here's a question for consideration. Obviously, it's only as strong as its weakest link. And ignoring things like grain runoff and the likelihood to split and the rest of it, obviously that's going to be the weakest point in terms of width, and it's that thick. So anywhere that is that same thickness but wider is obviously stiffer. So the implication is I could fade out this a lot more. Discuss. Instinctively and aesthetically, I don't like big long glued on risers, and well, I suppose especially with a primitive, and a lot of native primitive bows would flex in the grip, but it's always a trade-off. Do I reduce the fades more and more and let the whole thing bend, or don't I? But that's part of the joy of bow making. There's no rules. You don't have to do this, that or the other. You can play an awful lot of what if, well, assuming you've got enough wood to play with. What if I take these fades right back to about here and let the whole thing flex a bit in the grip. I don't really want to flatten that on the belt sander and glue a block on there. I mean, it goes against the grain. Oh, see what I did there? Oh dear. I'll go and have a cup of tea. I was musing slightly on why do I actually make bows? Why am I making this bow? I don't need another bow. Anyway, because it's fun and it's a challenge. There we are, 50 at, let's work it a bit. I said work it. Yep, about 24, well, about 20, well there's 23, yeah. 23, not far off. Do I take it more into the grip? Bit more off here. I might even leave the temporary wooden knocks on because they're hickory, same as the rest of the bow. Where you relieve them, you end up with it looking like a slightly flipped tip. It can look quite elegant. I might do that. I might not. I might just go and have a cup of tea.